Hello, guys. I have pulled myself into this amazing session for today. And what are we doing today? We're going to learn about Aurora Borealis, right? One of the very magnificent, very amazing, very beautiful concept that happens in real life. A lot of you might think that this is something that is animated, that this does not exist for real. Yes, it does. We're gonna decode some five interesting facts in this session right away. You're with me. My name is Udit Gupta. So let's get going. Right. So once again, I'd quickly like to introduce myself. Who am I? My name is Udit Gupta. I will be your physics guru for this session. And if you want to know, I passed in from MNNIT Allahabad and I love nature. A natural phenomenon that we're about to witness in this session right now. Right? Who am I? This is me, and we're gonna see what exactly is Aurora Borealis. Let's delve deeper into it. Let's talk about what are the five different facts that we are doing in this session right now. I start this off with the first thing that what exactly is Aurora Borealis? Now, the name sounds very interesting, and it's as interesting as the concept itself. We're going to talk about that in the later part of the class. But the next thing that we'll see is that there's a lot of myths that were there corresponding to this, right? I mean, there are a lot of concepts that we think is something being controlled by gods that we relate with religion just because we don't know the scientific aspect of it. But now, since we know it, we'll tell you all about it, and we'll see what do the people think. It's quite comical. We'll see that in a little while. But what is the third fact? We're going to get to know that who decoded it, who discovered Aurora Borealis, and what and why this phenomena takes place. Next, we're going to move on and see that where can we go and actually see it with real eyes, right? There's a very limited places, but yes, we'll see it in a little while. And the final thing that we have is the chronology. The phenomenon itself explained in the final part. That what is the reason and why exactly does this happen? So let's start this up. Here's the first thing. What is Aurora Borealis? Now you see this beautiful, dazzling, bright streaks of light. That is what is Aurora Borealis. If you would want to know, first of all, you'd say it's beautiful, just like me, and it's gonna dance, dancing waves of light, dancing and waves. Okay, all right. Not as good a dancer as me, but yes. The next thing, there's another name given to it as well. People call it Northern Lights as well. Now, if I call it Northern Lights, it specifies a particular place, but again it's going to be something that is not really pertaining to it, but we're gonna name it anyways, right? You must have known, a kid whose name is Hanuman, right? A person named Hanuman, and he is very slim in nature, right? No characteristic of Hanuman itself. So similarly, we call it Northern Lights. You can call it Aurora Borealis as well. Some people find this difficult to spell. जैसे बोलने में और and they stutter. So you can also call it Northern Lights just to explain it to someone, right? And what is the reason? Like, why exactly do we name it? So there was this Roman goddess of dawn called Aurora, and similarly we had a Greek god of the north wind called Borealis, and that's where the name came in. So this name that you see has come in from a lot later. When people would just see this, they would not know the reason why it is happening. What's the particular reason why we see it? But still, we just called it that, okay, we're gonna call it this. Okay, this is the name that we gave as humans once we evolved. And if we've talked about it a little, you've seen it in the background as well. So let me take you towards the myths. Now, this is the most interesting part that I like, right? So there were a lot of places that we could see it, especially in the Northern American area, especially in this North American area, people would think, now these were very sick people, right? Mentally sick people. They would think that the spirits are playing ball with the head of a walrus, right? Here's a walrus. You can see that. Would you like to play with the head of this ball? Maybe the people thought spirits are playing, but again, different people, different stories. It's okay. It's just a myth. It's not real. Okay. What did the Vikings think? The Vikings thought that this is light reflecting off the armor of a Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie used to be a female fighter for these Vikings, and if you'd see, this is how Valkyrie looks like, and they thought that the armor is reflecting off light, and that is what they see as what we call as Aurora Borealis. But it's not the case, right? These are all the myths. So once we've talked about the myths, let us talk about who decoded it, who discovered it. It was none other than Galileo Galilei. So in the 17th century, he noticed that this phenomena can be explained. It's not something that just occurs in nature that does not have any explanation. There's a lot of questions minded that still require an explanation, that still don't have an answer. But this was one question that Galileo answered for us. And what did he say? He said that what happens is that it all initiates from the sun, that electrons are emitted, and a lot of it, they are coming in from the surface of the sun, and once they come towards earth, I hope everybody knows that earth has two poles, north pole top, south pole bottom. So because of earth acting as a magnet, these electrons are guided towards earth. Now, this way of guiding towards earth is again very important. We'll talk about it in a little while, but that is why these are the reasons the electrons that are emitted from sun, they are actually coming in, and they are what cause this phenomenon, this beautiful phenomenon, right? So first let's see that where can we go on earth to see it. Now it's going to require a visa, it's going to require a passport, because all these things that you will see lie in the Arctic Circle, that is in the northern hemisphere. So if you'll see all these places, you see Alaska, Canada, Iceland, Greenland, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. All these places are a part of what we call as the Arctic Circle. And if you want to witness it firsthand, GIFs you can see, videos you can see, on YouTube you can see, but if you want to see it with your own eyes happening right in front of you, you need to visit these places. Now, don't just think that let's get the ticket done and let's go see these northern lights. No, I'll tell you when does it occur. Kab jana hai. Timing is also important. Right. So if you see, this is our awesome northern light. But if you want to witness it in these places, you should go around the equinox time. That is between March and September. You would be able to see it directly with your own eyes. But don't think that you can just sit out there anywhere in the country and you would be able to see it. No, you'll have to check out the time is between 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. I'll tell you what, since these lights are one of the most magnificent phenomena that occur on Earth, there's a lot of photographers that go, that record the entire night and get some beautiful shots just so you can watch all these GIFs, just so you can see how beautiful it is. Right. So now that we know where does it occur, when does it occur, now we have an idea when to get our tickets done. Right. Maybe you and I will go together. But for now, we're going to talk about the chronology. That is, now we enter into the physics portion, the explanation portion, the scientific explanation of why and how exactly does this happen. So now, the first thing is that it is all initiating from the sun. Like I said, it's all starting from the sun. The beginning point is the sun, our sun. And what is the sun doing? The sun, from its outer layer, also called the chromosphere. You see the outer layer actually from the satellites, and you find it that this is brownish red. So what this outer layer does is it just sends in some huge bursts of energy, and from this energy, if you see, this is the sun for you, right? If you talk about this outer layer, I hope you're able to see, this is the chromosphere. So from this outer layer, the bursts are coming and it goes away in all the directions. It's not as if all the bursts are coming towards Earth just so that northern lights could be there. It goes around all, throughout the solar system. Earth is very small as compared to the sun. But at the same time, once, let us say, a particular flare, a particular storm, a particular ejection of those electrons, also called as the coronal mass ejection. Once it is coming towards the earth, then the phenomenon just about starts to happen. Now, these large amount of gas bursts that contain a lot of highly energetic electrons, they start coming towards the earth. Now, you should know that earth has something called as a magnetic field. Earth acts as a magnet, and once the electrons are moving, there's sort of current near a magnet, there's got to be an attraction, and this attraction gets the electrons towards the poles. Now what happens is that this comes in first of all during daytime. Now if it would come during daytime, you would not be able to see these lights because there's already so much sunlight coming in that you are not able to see anything. But yes, that does not mean that aurora is not taking place. It is taking place. If you see, I've written this down very specifically that this solar storm, these electrons that are ejected, the large burst of electrons with the highly energetic particles, once they enter into the Earth's atmosphere, once they're coming near the Earth's magnetic field, they are also coming during daytime, but this is what our eyes cannot see. Okay, so how do we see it? I told you. We see it from evening 5 a.m. sorry 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. From evening till late night, you can say, right? So then what happens? Now the big thing comes that some of the electrons they come during the daytime, but there are some that are about to go that are having a little more energy. They travel a little more distance and then they are attracted back again. Now once they go and are coming back again, it takes some time, and during this time day has already gone. Now it's evening time, now it's night time. So all these electrons that are we are not able to catch it, right? Let's just say that earth was able to catch all those electrons during the day. Whatever it catches, we are not able to see, but whichever we are able to catch a little later, that we are able to see. So the magnetic field of earth, it actually sort of stretches like a rubber band, and once it breaks, all the electrons come back rushing in during the evening time, during the night time, during the time of dawn, and that is where once they hit near the poles, it's not exactly the poles, and that is why you see the arctic circle, it's almost towards the upper part. If we have this as the earth, towards the upper part we have the north pole, towards the bottom part we have the south pole. So over here the magnetic effect is pronounced as well, and that is why the electrons they come gushing over here, and once they are coming, all this area of the arctic circle, you are able to witness this beautiful phenomena, right? So if you ask me exactly, sir, can you tell me what is the height from the earth's surface that we can see it? It's 80 to 300 kilometer. Now, another question that a lot of students come across is that, sir, if the electrons are coming, why are we able to see those electrons? Electrons are supposed to be transparent. We cannot see electrons with our eyes. How are we able to see this light? If electrons come, why should we see light? And you are absolutely correct. So the point is that once they are coming in our atmosphere, they collide with some particular atoms. And you already know this fact. I'll just tell you in the next slide that oxygen and nitrogen are the two different gases. Through the collision is taking in both of these, and once collision takes place, then you are able to see those lights, those neon like advertising agency type of lights, and that is what is called as the aurora borealis or your northern lights. They come in various colors, they come in green, blue, white, red, right? And if you'd see it firsthand, I would hope that you also get a footage and you send it to me already. But guess what? If you want to learn more such dazzling concepts, there's this app called the ODA Class. You can see it right over here, right? And not only will you learn a lot of things, but there's some earning that you can do too. Now, let's talk about how exactly does this work. So once you download ODA Class, you can join in a lot of free sessions, and there's some coins that you can take. Get it in your wallet, get it in your pocket, and redeem it later. Okay, now you would ask me that how exactly do I get this? What exactly is the process? Step number one, go to the Play Store, search ODA Class and install it. Once you install it, I would recommend you do that right now. Okay. Now, once you install it, it's not yet over. You have to go towards the step two. That is, you put in your phone number, you log in with your own mobile number so that it's your personalized coins. Nobody can take your coins from you. Mind it. Now, once you are done with the step two, the coins are still to be taken. How do you take it? So, you come onto our free classes. That is where a lot of us, teachers like me, are giving away these coins. From these coins, you can get all these awesome goodies, right? There's a water bottle, there's a me band, there's a neck band, there's a phone as well. Now, what are you waiting for? Download it right now. The link is in the description. You can check it over there. But yes, as you can see, downloading now can get you some more coins. I'll tell you one more thing, that if you liked this session and you want more of it, just make sure not to forget it. You click on the subscribe button, and I'm gonna say bye bye, take care, do like and share.